Hello, my friends. It's episode 98. Now let's continue. We can continue by reading the book. Although there's Hulk's wisdom as well. No, I'm going to stick with the book. If it gives me another 6 points and then like double that for finishing it, then it's going to be well worth it. This travel log offers an introduction to cultures and customs outside Virgo Island with the Mastari author's first-hand experience. The section on Grand Tad contains a list of all the recommended shops to visit. The words "must go" are written in small letters next to some, presumably by Yufa. However, the author does advise against praying at restaurants in Grand Trad. Doing so will greatly increase the chance of being kicked out, apparently. Living in a totally foreign culture sounds so difficult, and yet this author and Yufa are jumping right to it.
Alright.
Okay.
Nura speaking.
Something on the old girl's radar, so we'll be taking a short stop.
Before Altabury's mountains, the Gauntlet Runner sets upon the murky graveyard. The colossal bridges overhead are an impressive sight. During the Annex War, this land was a fierce battleground. Many soldiers, unable to return to their loved ones, found their final rest here. But few honor the dead. Their spirits take no solace. Their tragic remains are desecrated by wild dogs, leaving their bones exposed to the elements.
Wow, this place is messed up.
Just look at it!
Those bridges are huge. It is an area defined by numerous valleys. The bridges connect the flatlands and increase the amount of places in which people may live. Ah, that makes sense, but if these bridges were to fall in battle, then the people would end up isolated.
Hey!
Yes, all very fascinating, but if you looked at what's directly in front of you, there are bones of people, aren't they? They are the remains of those who fell during the Annex War. This was the site of a fierce battle, and the dead were left to the elements, denied the dignity of a proper burial. War is tragic. We shouldn't disrespect the fallen here. Indeed, I can't bear to think of something on this scale happening again. It brings me no pleasure to see it, yet 'tis a valuable experience, the cold reality of battle beyond the legends and tales of valor. Carve this memory into your hearts. That is why the magla that drifts about this place carries such an oppressive weight. I can feel the sadness and regret of those whose lives came to an end here.
Alright.
Another 4 boops of wisdom.
Hey!
Something wrong, Neuros? Your face has gone blue. Perhaps this place scares you, Neuros? My powers of imagination are more robust than most. Why, Neuros, I'm surprised you put any stock in scary stories. You're a more gentle soul than I gave you credit for. Too true, before else I am a delicate flower.
Well then.
Well, then, shall we make a quiet departure so as not to rouse the dead?
That's my fault.
Sorry to have made such a fuss. I'd like to give those who died a proper send-off and drew this with that in mind.
Altabury Heights, capital of the Principality of Montario, the eastmost country annexed into the Kingdom of Uchronia. The mountain path leading to the city begins near the coastline, but few Gauntlet runners can contend against its steep slope. Those who complete the arduous climb are rewarded. City lights, dusted with snow, twinkle beautifully in the valley. But what awaits the party there is no reward, but their greatest trial thus far. The hour of reckoning draws near, and they steel themselves anew.
There's no way this is the hour of reckoning just yet.
The seat of sanctism, Altabury. Truly,
I never thought I would see it in person. What is that giant structure?
The monolith. In Sanctus Scripture, they tell of how the stone was shaped by God's own hand.
It's afloat. I'd only heard rumors that it didn't touch the ground, but to see it now.
Are we finally moving again?
Just another trip for our songstress.
We're here at last.
Floaty stone. We decided to present Louise with Dracodios, the lance of the dragon god, aboard his gauntlet runner. Let's hope he doesn't find out that the lance is a fake.
Well done. So this is the Lance of Legend, is it?
I am called Euphrasia, priestess of the island. For personal reasons, I have joined them on their journey.
You do not detest me?
I owe my life to them, and I understand they operate under your guidance.
Indeed. I had heard you were able to obtain the lance without incurring the islanders' hatred. Quite a feat, now that I know it to be true. Well done. At last, it seems that even fate has abandoned Forden. Thanks to you, I was spared the effort of sifting through ashes to find this. If the islanders could not be persuaded, my next course would have been to raise their village to the ground. The Caradrius' batteries would make that a fairly simple task.
What?
Why are you surprised? At times, sacrifice is necessary to save the many. Was that not the exact reasoning by which your countrymen would have seen you die?
You're...
Have the lance brought to my chamber later. Thank you for your hard work in spite of your wound. Take care of yourselves.
What a
Now
piece
we
of
need
work.
only to wait until tomorrow for the Saints' Day festival.
The whole event will be held over 2 days at the Opera House.
The first day is the eve of the festival, and I'm scheduled to sing. Hope you're looking forward to it.
Main festivities start on the second day. That's when all these divine relics will be dedicated and sealed. It's aimed at proving beyond a doubt that Sanctism is the highest authority.
All kind of daft though, isn't it? If they were that confident in their scriptures, you'd think they wouldn't have to bother with all that.
This is where Forden dies. He and Sanctism itself. At the very least, it's worth giving him a memorable end.
Lord Louise, I do hope you'll come and watch me sing this time. We missed you at the opening ceremony. If you're not there, it'll hardly be worth it.
You needn't worry. Having come all this way, it would be a waste not to show.
Well, I'm off to check out the Opera House. Want to make sure everything's shipshape for my solo, of course. The rest is up to you.
You have all performed admirably. You exceeded my every expectation. Soon, Forden's reign will come crashing down. From this point onward, I would have you forfeit the competition and dedicate yourself fully to my campaign.
Understood.
For now, rest your wings a while. Tomorrow's festivities will be a grand show indeed.
Oh, it's not going to be so easy.
It seems the lance passed muster. Eurus is a peerless craftsman, if not else.
Yufa, are you okay?
He would have destroyed my home. How could he suggest such carnage with not a shade of guilt? I was sure that deep down, all people are inherently good at heart. Now, you made it sound like you were bound to kill him at any cost. And now I understand why.
I see. Then let's get back on track and go find ourselves an inn. You've got more supporters now. I dare say we'll find better lodging than we could before.
That's because he is strong and you are weak.
I wouldn't be so sure. This city's in the palm of Forden's hand, and we're the ones who humiliated him during the exhibition.
All the same, we're about to do something big. To be honest, I'll take anywhere, so long as I can stretch out.
Let's just stay in the Gauntlet
Let's
Runner.
just stay in the Gauntlet Runner.
As a last resort, maybe, but it might do us some good to see the city itself. Do a bit of scouting for our plans. Let's call the runner our fallback plan.
Then why don't we look for an inn run by a Mustari?
I thought this city was the seat of the church.
In times before the church, it said many diverse faiths and teachings took root in this city. That's why Montario is the only mainland nation that trades with the islands.
Indeed. My grandfather often said that until his generation, the only prominent building of the Sanctus Church was that opera house. Though the prevailing story now, of course, is that Sanctism reclaimed this land from malevolent pagans.
Either way, I'm certain there should be quite a few Mustari who feign conversion and live in seclusion.
If one of these Mustarians really exists, it may work in our favor. Let's look for it.
Let's look for it. The Inn of the Mustari.
Speaking of,
a Mustari-owned inn do we seek, and I know of one in the centre of town called the Skyward Tavern. I recall it being rather pleasant, with very little that would point to its Mustari roots. It was on Dia Franco Street, if I'm not mistaken. It's cold, at least Hulkenberg is in her element. Can we get going before we freeze, though? You're like half naked. Of course you're cold.
All right,
Put some clothes on. Although that said, there is a question of whether she can fly and carry the weight of extra clothes.
Hey!
We're no shelter of heathens. We've reached some level of notoriety, haven't we?
This is the best.
Yeah, there's a motley crew of candidates gathered here. This Saint's Day is looking to be the most festive celebration we've had yet. Heard rumours those relics once belonged to the church. That would mean His Eminence Forden's standing is as good as assured.
Oi!
So he thinks.
What in the blade? Stop!
You're the elder that made a mess of the exposition in Brownhaven, aren't you? Listen here. Alderbury's the stronghold of the Sanctus Church. You don't stand a chance. So you say. Oh,
Yes,
look who it is. Not in my wildest imaginings did I believe you'd survive long enough to meet me here in Alderbury. In all honesty, I'm shocked you made it past the exhibition. Nevertheless, you'll be sorry to know I've acquired my offering relic as well. Such a spectacular offering will surely astound the citizens and candidates alike.
Forden's the only game in town.
Don't miss your chance to sell now.
How much for?
All right.
Speaking of which, I need to... it's not going to let me, is it? I need to go back to the Gauntlet Runner and get my point of luck.
What in the blade?
It's not going to let me, is it? I'm so cold, stop and wagon sick. Forget Alderbury's up a bloody mountain, did you? If you don't like the carriage, go on and buy yourself a Gauntlet Runner, why don't you? Suppose that put me out of a job, though.
What in the blade?
Hey, listen.
Am I allowed to go in the recruitment centre?
The only game in town.
Uh-huh.
What's that, bounties? I'd love to check, but I'm kind of busy right now. Check when things have settled down a bit. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do anything, are we? -5, that's just a normal day in Norway. If anything, it's quite warm.
Hang on. That's the one from the exhibition.
Say there.
All right then.
I'm going to presume that I'm not allowed to really do anything. That other candidate, Loveless, has been searching all over for you. I don't know what you did to the lad, but I don't want any trouble in this city, am I clear?
Who'll take the crown now?
Saint's Day at long last. His Eminence Forden ought to be able to secure his victory here. Guess the majority of the city folk are in favour of Sanctifex Fordener, but Louis is as popular as ever, I see.
Now what am I to do?
I think there's something fishy about it. Rumour has it he's even been pulling some strings behind the scenes, and the frontrunners haven't made a move. What's the point of the tournament then? It's the boy candidate I got my eye on. Ever since the exhibition, he's steadily improved his standing. Preposterous. Who'd get behind a kid that slung mud in the face of the church? Sanctress Joanna was to blame for that, though. The only reason people support him is because he's an elder. You watch, they'll dump him without a second thought as soon as the novelty wears off.
Look at that. Who'll take the crown now?
Tensions seem high.
Alright then.
I mean, I could look in the shop. It is Idol's Day. It's the perfect day to buy. I'm gonna go by the fact that they're not offering a discount.
Hey!
That the shop is closed.
Get yourself a good deal here.
Well, it worked, but there's no discount. Moss Caliber. 300, 320. $330. I definitely want that.
Let's go see.
I want to check something.
What now?
Oh, it's Metal's Day, not Idol's Day. Okay. That abacus that restores MP is definitely a good thing to pick up. But no purchasing today. Purchasing tomorrow.
Who'll take the crown now?
I won't swap mag for money, actually. I'll just leave it. No reason to swap mag for money.
You're not serious.
Alright then.
Do you need something?
Alright then.
Hello there.
Yeah, mate.
Well then, if you say you'll help.
Alright, the inn is down on the right. If memory serves right, it's called the Scarwood Tavern. Doesn't look like anyone's got anything valuable to add right now.
Oi!
There's more.
Ridiculous.
Louise is the wretched knave who commanded his subordinates to steal the royal scepter from the Grand Cathedral. Can't imagine what wicked tricks that villain has up his sleeve for Saint's Day. No harm in preparing for the worst, I always say.
Now what am I to do? Oi! You little...
Oh, look who decided to turn up. You got some nerve showing that mug in front of me.
Huh?
Oh, playing the fool, are we? I see your game. What's good for the goose is good for the GURP. I'll settle the score with you shortly. Maybe he's had one too many. We'll let him be for now.
Welcome. Wait.
A band of
youths with a knight and a huge chief. Are you perhaps the candidate who brought Joanna the Sanctoress to confess?
One glance and you knew. Listen, we just...
I don't care if you did the deed or not, but please take your business elsewhere. I'm sorry, but I have my own reputation to think about.
You follow Sanctism's teachings?
You? A Mastari who wears no mask?
I'm Euphausia. I'm the priestess of Verga. No, of Edria.
The priestess? Impossible. The island priestess would never leave the village behind.
I have my reasons, but I wish to see the outside world that I might better protect our island. I have no proof, but...
You would raise another tribe to the throne.
'Tis a longer story than we've time to tell. We only wish to avoid a tyrant's reign. Yet 'tis not from our own ambition that I speak so. The throne belongs to one truly worthy.
But if you insist, we will leave.
It's just... You look so like the priestess before you, I can't just turn you away. Fine. You can stay here, as long as you don't make trouble for me.
Thank you. I suppose it is easier to understand each other without the masks in the way.
Not all of us mainland Mastari hate the Sanctus Church. We'd rather preserve the peace we have. And Well, it's a sorry excuse for an innkeep who turns away travelers.
Thank you. We're in your debt.
Could have just slept in the gauntlet runner.
Ah, look, they've got food and booze here too. And it's so much cooler, which means fewer bugs. Perfect.
Not true.
It seems they have an imitation of the island spring here.
Bugs
We can
that are
bathe.
adapted to the cold
I
are
should invite Juno when
just
she's
as
back.
much of a nightmare.
Bathe? You'd be mad to hope a hot spring replica could take the edge off this chill.
Cold or not, there's nothing more refreshing than bathing. Would you care to join us?
I should think not. For reasons too numerous to count.
Why?
Anyway, strategy meeting. Let's get on with it.
He's so
So
pure.
we seek to assassinate Luis. A difficult task. But you look to have an idea. Let's have it.
First, the when. Under normal circumstances, we'd want to get him on the move. Maybe walking through a crowd while he's got less guards. That would be the plan. But unfortunately, that'd only work if he was someone with common sense. Someone without combat ability. Or someone who'd want to avoid collateral damage. And that isn't Luis. Worst case, he uses civilians as shields while more of his personal guard catch up. And things go sideways before we can get it done.
But once he's inside the Opera House, he'll have a security detail at his beck and call. Even if we can sneak in, getting to him.
If we can't target him in transit, and we've practically zero chance of getting close to him, that leaves us with only one option.
We join his personal guard ourselves?
I considered that, but it might be tricky. We can't guarantee he'd allow it, and besides...
The real lance is overflowing with magla. It would be a dangerous gamble to keep it on hand. That sort of power is easily noticed.
We attack from a distance.
Exactly.
A bow and arrow isn't gonna do much good, right? It needs to be the lance.
Of course. So, what if we threw the lance? Pierced him through from a distance? Yufa, as the priestess, you can command the lance to return to you if it's far away, right?
You would have me use that power in reverse to cast it out instead.
According to Juna, the ceiling of the Opera House has a chandelier big enough to support a person. From above, we'll target Luis in the royal box seats.
You realize the entire audience is below that lighting? A stunt like that would get us noticed instantly. Wait, are you suggesting we do this during the show?
Luis will be distracted. It's the best opportunity we could ask for.
I love this drawing.
Besides, with Yufa there, we can even recover the lance easily.
Hold a moment. I would need to launch it like an arrow. Such distance and such speed would require incredible focus. I don't think I could do it while aiming.
Then just concentrate on the sheer mental force of it. Someone else can take over the role of actually throwing.
This gambit is sounding more far-fetched by the moment. But we also can't afford to wait for another opportunity.
There is no other opportunity. Luis intends to kill Forden during the festival. That means if we do nothing, the fake will be exposed, and so will we.
Indeed. Once our betrayal is made plain, we will never find a way to draw close to him again. This will likely be our first and last opportunity.
This
But
sounds to
who's
me
actually
like...
going to do the throwing?
This actually sounds like how he's gonna get the real lance.
I'd rather leave it to you. With the royal magic protecting you, it's less likely that we'll fail this, even with interference. And besides, laugh, if you like. I know it sounds silly, but I really do believe you have the power to change fate itself.
Indeed. Everyone here knows that firsthand.
I feel the same. If I can trust you to do it, then I should be able to do my part as well.
Will you do it, Captain?
All
All right.
I'll do it.
Thanks.
Let's kill this clown.
We owe you. On the day of, Juna will be at the venue ahead of us. We'll have her open the service entrance, and we'll infiltrate from there.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I want you to lure Luis's guards outside and cause a commotion while he's making the throw. I'm sure the Magnus brothers will be guarding the place too. Hulkenberg and I will secure the exit route in advance. Luis is a formidable foe. But we've overcome plenty of obstacles. Let's believe in the strength that got us this far. We can do this.
Don't worry about it.
I know there's a lot weighing on your mind right now, but let's just try and get some rest and prepare for tomorrow. It'll get even colder at night, so try not to get sick. Even now, he's holed up in the runner, working away, turning something or other with usual vigor, I don't doubt. His quirks, to be sure, but no mistaking that he's a great credit to our endeavors. Talking about Nuris working on the lance. My first time seeing snow, and it was so cold I shivered. What a sensation. Alright, Yunan's going to meet up with us later tonight, because she's got so many things to do behind the scenes. Go ahead and rest up. You've got a big role to play tomorrow yourself, after all. So this is Altbury, huh? Colder climes tend to inspire stronger drinks among its people. But all that can wait until after our business is finished. Once we've trounced Louis, we can think of no better celebration than a good stiff drink.
At last.
Tomorrow is finally Saint's Day. Louis will show his face, and with the real lance, don't worry, I'm prepared to do what we must. The man must be stopped. This is one hell of a room.
Good night.
What's wrong, Del? You've been quiet for a while now.
That lance they handed over, you think it's real? Can't say for certain, but I didn't feel any magla flowing through it. Can't see it exactly, but how do I explain it?
I know what you mean, though.
The Mustari got them third eyes that can see magla, right? Hard to believe they'd worship that thing as a relic.
Then maybe... You think they made some kind of fake? Even in that short time on the island? Shite. How'd they? Either way, we have to tell Lord Luis.
No need. He'll have noticed by now, most likely. Not like they're any real threat to him anyway.
Most likely? That good enough for you, brother? Del. You remember they talked all that helping anyone in need? Something like that anyway. Seemed proper daft at first. Seemed naive to act like that kind of thinking could actually fix all the broken, cruel, unjust shite in the world.
That's because it can't.
Well, yeah, obviously, but... What was it we actually wanted in the first place? Equality? Or justice? This lot's working towards a future, and God help me, I started seeing it. Maybe what they're fighting for is something better than what Lord...
That's enough, Baz. Joke or not, you'll get yourself killed.
But them not even helped you out a few times, Del. That really impressed me, like... I don't know how to say it, but... It was like a feeling I haven't felt since we started working for the Count.
You know Lord Luis plans to take Forden out during the Saint's Day festival. Neither of us can afford to get distracted right now.
Suppose you're right. Things are about to get messy.
Oh no, things are about to get messy.
So that is the side they serve. Let us teach them that even the best laid plans will go awry. Whether Fordens or our fallen kings. It was splendid entertainment while it lasted. However, the revelry ends here.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Ruh-roh.
The Saints' Day festivities in Alderbury will be kicking off very soon. On the eve of the festival, we'll be holding a dedication ceremony. On the church's authority, we'll be offering the gathered divine relics to God! And it sounds like the candidates had a tough time this go-around. Lots of new info coming in, even as I speak. From candidate Rudolph, a legendary nail, thought lost to history. From candidate Julian, can you believe it? Cloth garb said to have been worn by a saint. We've got artifacts of all kinds pulled from obscurity into the public eye. Archaeologists everywhere are positively vibrating, folks. But the news on everyone's lips is the announcement of Count Luis's unofficial participation. As a matter of fact, a candidate working under Luis has reportedly acquired a phenomenal divine relic from a mysterious and exotic island. Meanwhile, candidate Forden too may have claimed what is said to be the most glorious relic in history. Will we finally see a head-to-head competition between our top candidates? Only the coming days will tell.
So Luis has finally made his move. Won't take him that long to catch up, I bet.
Yes, but I also can't imagine Sanctifex Forden losing.
We're about to see a clash of giants. This will be no minor bout, that's for certain.
Excuse me.
Right. That's everyone. Let's go over the plan one last time. First, infiltration. Juna's got full rights to be in the venue, so she'll unlock the service door for us to sneak in.
When it's time, I'll call the guards outside. That'll be your window to sneak in.
Gallica, you, and Yufa. You three will head to the rooftop, where you'll get down to the chandelier.
When I start my solo on stage, the lights will dim. That should be enough cover to hide whatever you're doing.
Don't worry, I'll be with you.
As for us, it's just as I explained last night. Luis said destroying Yufa's home would have been a necessary sacrifice. Like mine. If power's all he thinks will change the world, then we'll use power to stop him.
Should we fail, though we may survive the ordeal, we will have no more leads to pursue. This will surely mark our final mission.
It will not be the final mission.
You know,
spoiler alert.
I've been trying to keep from dwelling, but I can't help but think of Grius. Sorry to bring that up now.
Even I have my fears. But let us remember him only by his truest wish.
We'll make sure this succeeds. For a world without tyrants.
Well, see you at the show.
So begins our last mission, then. Let's get whatever we need to prepare and head over to the Opera House.
So you say. But there's still 2 more links for Gallica to go, so...
It'll be okay.
The Opera House is located at the highest point in the city. It will just be you and Yufa in there, so make sure you're both geared up for anything.
Now what am I to do?
All right, then.
It's Idol's Day. Which means I can do some purchasing.
Let's go.
But can I...
Hey!
Got a lovely discount today.
Meh. Meh. I do want this, though.
Yeah. What now?
Yeah, see, I'm already at like 300 for most things. I suppose if you've got
a lovely
good...
discount today.
If she's got a good two-hander, I could do with that. Nope, in fact she doesn't even sell a two-hander. Does not even sell a two-hander.
Hey!
Very nice.
I'll take this.
How nice.
It's the Berserker gloves, but even more powerful.
How nice.
I'll do. Grabbed a few nice items, I guess.
All right then.
Aha. Hold tight the crown now.
I'm going to presume that we're not allowed to go to the Gauntlet Runner. It's not on the list of destinations.
Pardon?
All right then.
You're not serious.
How grand.
Aha. You're not serious.
We are deadly serious.
All right then.
Hey, mister.
Oi, oi!
Okay.
Wonderful.
I'm chuffed.
You?
I think this is probably a good place to stop, because I'm sure there's even more plot to go. So that is it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.